Welcome to the History Lens channel. Thank you for watching. In this video, we are sharing 75 rare historical photos that will take your breath away. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Calamity Jane at the grave of Wild Bill Hickok in Deadwood, South Dakota, 1903. American soldier reunites with his wife at train station fittingly named New Hope. US, 1945. This photograph shows a Native American man looking over the newly completed Transcontinental Railroad in Nevada in the year 1869. Let's assume the man was around 40 and was born in the 1920s. The changes he must have seen are astonishing. 4 physicists take a walk. Albert Einstein, Hideki Yukawa, John Wheeler, and Homi Bhabha, 1954. Pictured here is Wilhelmine Rieken. She was only 9 years old when she first began laying flowers on the grave of William Edmund, a British soldier who fought and died to liberate her Dutch village. From the day he died, and for 75 years, she looked after his grave and kept his memory alive. Francesco Frank Lentini, May 18, 1089, September 21, 1966, was a Sicilian-American sideshow performer. Born with a parasitic twin, Lentini had 3 legs, 4 feet, and 2 sets of genitals. In the 1910 seconds, there was an Austrian-American circus act featuring Katie Sandwina, a remarkable strong woman. One of her notable feats was lifting her husband overhead. World's largest woman and smallest man, July 1922, Nellie Blanche Lane, 642 lbs, and Clarence Chesterfield Howerton, 2 feet, 4 inches tall, one of the Munchkins in Wizard of Oz, who was 9 years old. Stefan Biebrowski, who had gorgeous blonde hair that covered his entire body from head to toe, was born in Bielsk, Poland in 1990. Prince Randian, also known as the Living Torso, was a performer in American sideshows in 1930 seconds. Born in British Guiana in 1971, Randian was known as the human caterpillar for his ability to crawl on his belly. Severe case of syphilis in the early 1900 seconds before the discovery of penicillin, which would become the main treatment. Father and son crying as they say goodbye to their relatives who are boarding a boat to Buenos Aires in search of a better life during the economic hardship in Spain. The photographer Manuel Ferrell took this picture in 1957 at the port of A Coruña. 18-year-old Philip Meeting, then 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth, at the Royal Navy College in Dartmouth in 1939. He was studying there and was tasked to accompany the royals who were on a visit. It was their first one-on-one meeting. A geisha after washing her hair before styling it in Japan in 1905. Acrobat Luisita Lears, taken circa 1929. Alice Doherty, photographed here as a teenager with her family in the early 1900 seconds. She was born with hypertrichosis lanuginosa, which is an abnormal amount of hair growth in a certain area of the body. 27th January 1945. 80 years ago, today, Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest Nazi concentration and death camp, was liberated by the Soviet Red Army. Relaxing on the beach in Manhattan, 1970 seconds. Egyptian street vendor selling mummies in 1865. Lidka, a 21-year-old Polish girl and member of the resistance during the Warsaw Uprising in 1944. She survived the war and lived until 1993. A professional rat catcher showing off his kill. Rat catchers would scour the sewers of Europe and receive money for each rat they killed. Acrobats balance on top of the Empire State Building, 1934. The Statue of Liberty under construction in Paris in 1884. Bolaji Badejo, a Nigerian design student and one-time actor, wearing his costume from the now classic sci-fi thriller Alien, 1978. About 100 people participate in a lottery to divide a 12-acre plot of sand dunes that would later become the city of Tel Aviv, 1909. Carving eye on Mount Rushmore, 1930 seconds. Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy riding on the first desegregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama in December 1956. Future Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom photographed at the age of 19 in 1945, serving as an ambulance driver for the Auxiliary Territorial Service during World War II. Whoa! Apsaroke Native Americans on horseback outside of a teepee in a snow-covered forest in Montana in 1908. Chief John Smith, a.k.a. White Wolf, reportedly the oldest Native American to ever live, 137 years old. Photographed in CE 1920. White Wolf's true age at his death is often disputed. An Italian boy giving flowers to an American soldier whose tank had stopped on the edge of Rome, Italy in June 1944. Charlotte and Marjorie Collier, survivors of the sinking of the Titanic, which took place in April 1912. They were second-class passengers on the ship, and Charlotte's husband Marjorie's father, Harvey Collier, died in the disaster. Photo taken in June 1912. British veteran of the Napoleonic Wars and his wife sitting for a photograph in the 1860 seconds. This veteran served in the Peninsular War, which took place from 1807 to 1814 and saw Bourbon Spain assisted by Great Britain against the First French Empire for control of the Iberian Peninsula. A boy sitting in the wreckage of a building shortly after a bombing raid of London, England during World War II. Photograph was taken in January 1945. Norwegian painter Wilhelm Otto Peters, working on his painting Digging for Worms in Nesseby, Finnmark, in 1884. A French boy running down a street with a baguette, photographed by French photographer Willy Ronis in 1952. The interior of a commercial plane in 1936. The plane belonged to Imperial Airways, the first British commercial airline. Photographer Michael Nash using a backdrop to hide buildings damaged during World War II while photographing a woman in Warsaw, Poland, in November 1946. A young soldier of the Austro-Hungarian army standing on the Bridge of Sighs, a bridge connecting tunnels inside the Marmolada Glacier. Photograph taken on the 25 September 1917. People at Daytona Beach in Florida, United States in 1904. Paulette Goddard and Charlie Chaplin, dressed as his famous character the Tramp. Photographed in 1936, resting on the set of the silent film Modern Times. A blind woman relaxes at the local swimming pool, watched over by her guide dog. 1966. On the Caterpillar, women's pub outing, Clapham, London, 1958. Happy Couple, K, 1970. Graduation 1957, Nashua, Nay. RAF Officer T.W. Hudspeth enjoying some light reading, 1945. American soldiers getting last kiss on ship before deployment to Egypt, 1963. A soldier tenderly kissing his girlfriend goodbye before departing by train, 1922. An American guy and his French girlfriend holding one another while on a date, 1940 seconds. A Russian woman cries reunited with a soldier returning after the war, 1945. Clint Eastwood with actresses Olive Sturgis and Danny Crane in San Francisco, 1954. Portrait session with Marilyn Monroe, 1957. French actress Brigitte Bardot on the set of The Ballad of Frenchy King, 1971. Couple on Michigan Avenue, Chicago, 1975. Jimi Hendrix at Monterey Pop Festival, 1967. American actress Faye Dunaway takes breakfast by the pool with the day's newspapers, 1977. Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau arrives with members of his new cabinet for swearing-in ceremonies at Government House in Ottawa, 1968. Soldiers, 1918. The first aerial photograph was not taken by drones, but by a hot air balloon in 1960. This photo was captured over the city of Boston by photographer Wallace Black. The world's first news photograph was taken in 1847 using the daguerreotype technique. It shows a man being arrested in France. A tugboat on the River Thames with Tower Bridge in the background during the Great Smog of London, 1952. Zocalo Square with the cathedral in the background, 1955. Tourists in Red Square, Moscow, lining up to enter Lenin's mausoleum, 1950. Workers on a gargoyle of the Art Deco Chrysler Building in New York, 1940. On the set of Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, lead actress Elsa Launchester taking a break and drinking tea. (1984), the Macintosh computer assembly line. (1953), women wearing masks due to air pollution. One day, people might look at our masked photos the same way with historical curiosity, hopefully. (1980), a young girl's friendship with a circus elephant. (1908), Berlin, a household moving day. Italian inventor David Sislaghi testing his monowheel motorbike in France, 1933. April 6, 1972, Brittany, France. Jean-Yvon Antignac and Guy Bermiot were childhood friends. Fate led Guy to become a factory worker and labor rights activist, while Jean joined the riot police. Decades later, they unexpectedly recognized each other during a protest, capturing this surreal moment. The Paris Flower Market, 1911. Photographer, Leon Gimpel. A cheese shop in Manhattan, 1937. The Nazis surrendered. New Yorkers celebrating the end of World War II on May 8, 1945, holding up copies of the New York World Telegram. A soldier of the British Royal Guard collapses from the heat during a parade for Queen Elizabeth's birthday. England, 1970.